Super Anthony Kirkers in day 30. All right, Anthony, how's your day at school? Could have been a little bit better. Again. All right, tell me all about your day. All right, so my day was good in social studies, but when I walked in the building, my paraprofessional was doing something, and then I blurted, "What's going on?" And Mr. F thought that it was more than one case, but it was only me. So then he said, "Anthony, that's a reminder. And you haven't even gotten in the school building yet. You haven't even gotten to class yet. And you already got a reminder. Because when you said what's going on, I only heard your voice. I only heard your tone. This is another day that you had a nasty tone. Another day that you weren't having a good tone because remember last time when you said I'm not your son, you were saying it in a nasty tone and not a good tone. You could have just said, "Mr. Fortuna, can you please not call me son? Can you call me Anthony?" Yeah, but when Mr. F was blocking the way, I said, "What's going on?" That was a reminder because it probably wasn't necessary for me to say that. So I already earned the reminder. And then, yeah, that was a reminder for not being respectful. Saying, yeah. And I got another reminder for not being responsible. My social studies teacher told me to take a paper and pass it to my classmates. And I didn't even do that. I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't even know to pass it to my classmates because I wasn't paying attention. I just kept those papers. And I was wondering why I only had one paper. It was because I wasn't paying attention when my social studies teacher told me to pass it. Yeah. So that was another reminder for not being responsible. My day was good in social studies, but I only needed 2 reminders. All right, now moving on to math class, I think I needed 2 reminders. So today, during math class, I got to make deliveries for classrooms with the staff jag cart. And I made sure when I was talking to the teachers, I was focusing because I remember last time, I need to make sure I focus instead of just walking around and taking walk breaks. So I remember last time when I wasn't paying attention, Miss Henry did something I didn't like. And then I said, "Miss Henry, why are you touching me? Can you please stop touching me, Miss Henry, please?" But she did it because she wanted me to focus. And I wasn't focusing. And I was taking walk breaks around the room. So today, I focused. And I didn't just take walk breaks. Because I remember when Miss Henry had to do my show. I guess she touched my shoulder and made me face the teacher. And I didn't like it. And then I said, "Miss Henry, why are you touching me? Can you please stop touching me?" Yeah, but you know what, Anthony? I don't think Miss Henry liked having to do that either. But maybe if you were focusing, then Miss Henry would not have to touch you. So next time, focus. But good thing you focused today. And you weren't just taking walk breaks. All right, now, I needed 1 reminder for not having my point sheet out. And then I think I needed another reminder for looking at my classmate Joshua's paper when we were doing a math worksheet. I needed 1 reminder for not having my point sheet out when I needed to. And I needed another reminder for looking at my classmate Joshua's paper. That was 2 reminders I needed in math class. But other than that, my day was good in math class. All right, now in gym class, I was trying to... So I didn't really want to go to gym class because I was I was trying to avoid laps, but I was hiding near the door, but it didn't work out because two of my classmates said, "Anthony, you need to go in the gym. Just go in the gym." And then I said, "Oh man, but I want to hide." But too bad, I got to go to class. Skipping class is not good. And I know skipping class is not good, but I just wanted to hide a little bit. Yeah, that might have been a reminder. But actually, that might have not been a reminder because I don't think the gym teacher even knew about that. Yeah, I don't think I needed any reminders in gym class. I did the right thing without an adult having to tell me. Yeah, I didn't do it when I was told. I did the right thing without being told. I did the right thing in gym class without an adult having to tell me. So, and I needed zero reminders. So I earned the check. And in English class, I also needed zero reminders. I did the right thing without an adult having to tell me. And I made Acme deliveries. But there was only one part that I didn't like. I had to make it without my friend Joshua. Because the last time we made Acme deliveries, he didn't make good choices, so he didn't get to go on this outing. And I was a little frustrated because I I like I was a little frustrated because usually it's more fun when your friends come, but he didn't get to go because the last time we were on an outing, he didn't make good choices. So then he lost the privilege of going on the outing today. We went to Acme and we picked up some Acme deliveries, and I believe tomorrow we're going to be delivering to 3 schools. We're going to make some deliveries for Skyline, Richardson Park, and Mo. Yeah. I needed zero reminders I needed zero reminders in actually let me tell you something, guys, something. So when I was in English class, I told my teacher, Miss Henry, something. So when I was in the hallway heading to English class, some kid named Simir went in front of me and then he blocked me from going to class. He walked right in front of me and then he was in my way and then he blocked me from going to class and then I said, "What are you doing?" And then he just blew smoke out of his mouth. Probably vaping. Vaping is not cool. I remember last time when he tried to peer pressure me to do it, but I don't smoke, and I'm never going to smoke because smoking is bad. Yeah, if anybody tries to peer pressure me to smoke, my answer is going to be the same answer. No, I am never going to even think about smoking because smoking is bad. And if you smoke for a really long time, then you could get lung cancer. So, yeah, when I grow up, I'm not going to smoke. Especially, I'm not going to, yeah, if I'm not gonna smoke while I'm an adult, then why would I start smoking as I'm a kid? That's even worse. So I'm never gonna smoke. Smoking is not cool. People think it's cool, but it's really not cool. And if anybody tries to peer pressure me to smoke, I'm not gonna give in. Yeah, I am never gonna give in if a kid or anybody else tries to peer pressure me to smoke. Yeah, if anybody tries to peer pressure me to smoke, I'm not going to give in to that person because smoking is bad. So I'm never going to smoke a day in my life. I'm never going to smoke. All right, now, I told my teacher, Miss Henry, I said, "Miss Henry, so when I was in the hallway, a kid named Zymir came in front of me and then he was blocking me from going to class and then I asked what's going on and then he just blew smoke at me. And then Miss Henry said, "Okay, cool." But that's not cool. It's like my paraprofessional Miss Henry didn't even care. She said cool, but it wasn't cool. So maybe next time Yeah, when I told Miss Emery about it, she acted like she didn't even care. And it wasn't really a big deal, but it was a big deal. Maybe next time if she asks me a question, I'm just gonna act like I don't even care. And maybe next time I should just ignore it. Maybe next time if she asks me a question, I'm just gonna ignore the question. But maybe I might get in trouble because my goals are to answer staff questions. Sometimes if a staff member or a paraprofessional or a teacher, sometimes if an adult in school asks me a question, sometimes I am to answer it. Because, yeah, sometimes if an adult in school asks me a question, then I have to answer it. But sometimes if I don't want to talk, I could just say, or maybe sometimes if I don't want to answer the teacher's question, or if I don't want to talk, I could just say, I don't really want to talk right now. Yeah, sometimes if I don't really want to answer a teacher's question, I don't have to. But sometimes if a teacher asks me a question, I have to answer it. Yeah, but I was just really mad that my teacher, my paraprofessional Miss Emery didn't even care about it. She just said, okay, cool. But that wasn't cool. That was bad. Because you wouldn't like it if somebody came up to you and blew smoke at you. So that wasn't cool. She acted like she didn't even care. So maybe if she asks me a question, maybe I should act like I don't care. And maybe I could just avoid answering Miss Emery's question. If it's an important question, maybe I'll answer it. But if it's not really that important, maybe I could just avoid answering it. Oh, yeah. But maybe if I do that, then I might get a tally mark. But I'll only answer a teacher's question if it's a question that I am to answer. Yeah, if it isn't, then I don't have to. All right, my day was good in English because I didn't need any reminders. In MTSS, we did grade binder check and we also did some compliments because it was a student's birthday and my compliment was you rule. Yeah, my day at school wasn't bad. Cesar, my day at school wasn't bad. Okay, that's good that your day wasn't bad. All right, me and Cesar talked about my day at school today, and my day at school was not bad. It wasn't too bad. It was all right. All right, this is day 30 of me being interviewed by Cesar. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, goodbye.